we saw that this was an opportunity for business cards, traditional business cards that are paper where people, but they usually just get tossed, to exchange that to a digital medium. And so we came up with a product years ago. It was called the digital business card, but it was triggered by a QR code, usually on a paper business card. And what it would do is it would pull all of your information that's normally contained on your business card into a smartphone. So there would be like a hot link to call you, to email you, to go to your website, maybe some social links, whichever ones were around back in 2008. Now, of course, it's got Google Map directions to your office. It's got all your social, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn.
It's scary.
Right. And it's got, and it's also got the ability to share now. So
that's what scares me.
Right. The cool thing is when somebody, you ever have somebody give you a business card and then they go, you know what, here, take four or five and hand them out to your friends.
Oh, yes.
Right. And, you know, what do I...
And social etiquette is you never put your card down on the table or anything when somebody hands you, and then you feel like you've got, exactly.
Right.
Like my girlfriends that do hair and stuff. They're like, here, pass these out. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But and it's hard to do that. And sometimes I go, yeah, and I really like the guy, and I'm like, you know what, I will give these out. But as fate would have it, I just never do. There's never an opportunity for me to say, here, let me give you somebody else's business card. I have a hard enough time giving away my own business card. So that's the situation when it comes to the paper medium. But with digital medium, it's very easy to share. In fact, especially now with social media, it's easy to share to hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of people. And the way we do that is we just post something onto our social network. We can do a status change on our Facebook. We can tweet on Twitter. We can post I guess it would be a status change or a post on LinkedIn. And when you do that, it's seen by hundreds or thousands. On LinkedIn, it goes to the first, second, and third level.
Is this like a HubSpot?
It's more like...
you know what I'm talking about? HubSpot is a social media... What would you want to? How would you say that? I don't do it anymore. But you would post one thing on HubSpot, and then it would go out to your Twitter, your Facebook, and obviously not
Buffer
Instagram.
and there's a couple of different things that allow you to
but
write
it
content.
only reaches a certain amount of your followers.
Well, that's the problem with social media that nobody talks about. This is the dirty little secret about social media.
So give us a dirty little secret and talk nerdy to me.
So here's what's going on with social media. Most people know that there's over 1 billion people on Facebook, 1.3 billion right now. So everybody says, geez, I got to get on Facebook. I have a business. I want to get the word out. I've got to get my stuff in front of that 1.3 billion people. So you go out and you establish a Facebook account for your business, and you put your little header up there, and you type in your business and what you do, and you create this really nice professional Facebook account, and then you post content on it. But what most people don't realize is that when you post content on that Facebook, nobody reads it. Nobody but you, not even one person. And the reason is because when you establish a new Facebook account, you have no friends.
Right.
So you've got to go out and build friends. Now, that's a pretty arduous and time-consuming task, because if you want to
unless you've got those bots out there those days, and you know.
Right, and some people have some clever ways to build that, but nonetheless.
But don't believe them. You know, if you've got 5,000 friends and you've got 2 likes, you know, they're bots.
Right, but even if you have 5,000 friends, and to get 5,000 friends legitimately would take.
So let's talk to me. Let's use me as an example, because you all have been following me for years here. I have 4,000 something on one account, plus a couple thousand or so following that account, which is a personal Facebook page. When I have, and I still have it and I never use it, my fan page, you don't engage as much as a business or a fan page. First of all, anytime you post something out on a fan page, it reaches maybe 3% of my 8,000 on that.
And on your personal page, it's like 20. On the high
is that what it is?
On the high end.
Unless you're top trending.
But
if you're top trending and you've got the most engagement, then you're always up on top of the...
Maybe. But here's the problem. This is the rub. This is the secret about social media. While it might be 3% or it might be 20%, of course, the 20%, we don't really know what that means until you know how many friends you have. If you have 5,000 friends and it's 20%, that's 1,000 people. Some people might like to get an invitation to a party out to 1,000 people, and if you get 10%, show up, you have 100 people at your party. So it depends, the percentage that gets seen and the number. But all that aside, every time you post on your personal account and your 20% see it, the next time you post on your personal account, it's roughly the same 20%. So you're preaching stuff to the same people over and over again, and those people by virtue of the fact that they liked you on Facebook means they already like you, which means they might be following what you're doing anyway. So preaching to them, there's not a lot of value.
So
in
how
that.
do we engage this with your social marketing plan?
So
Here?
here's what's cool about it. If you have 1,000, how many friends do you have? 5,000 on your fan page?
I don't use my fan page. I refuse it.
Okay.
Because
So you have your personal page.
I've got my personal page right at 5,000 and 2,000 or 3,000 following on that one.
So here's the thing. You've got 5,000 people that are following you, and if you post on there, you're going to get some percentage of those 5,000 people that might read your content. But here's where it's cool. Almost all of those 5,000 people have a Facebook page of their own.
Well, of course, they have to
Right.
in order to follow me.
And those people have an average of 350 friends on their Facebook page, from 10 to 90. That's just the average right now, and it's going up. Right, as the younger people start to take more of the mainstream, that number will go to 500, 1,000, and so forth. If you could get your content posted not on your Facebook page, but on all 5,000 of their Facebook pages.
That's what we're looking for. Let's say the social media show here. We now post it directly into Facebook. So much better than YouTube and being lost a needle in the hay. Because I know my listeners, his listeners for all these years, we know that they're following us. It's like a little reality show as well, living behind the scenes and who's on the show this week. We'd like to increase our numbers outside of just the 5,000 that I have right there.
That's right.
So how do you do
So
that?
what you want to do is you want to abandon the concept of promoting or marketing to the 5,000, but rather convert the 5,000 people that you're marketing to into marketers for you. This is nerdy talk.
Love it.
Right? So you don't want, when you meet somebody, you don't want to first think of them as a customer or a prospect. You want to first think of them as a marketer for you to their social network. And then maybe think of them as a customer.
So
Because
how
if
do
you
you
think
do
of people
that?
as marketers instead of as customers, so here's one way to do it.
Okay,
This
so
is a
I'm going to
guy-
be looking at you. I'm going to post our video up today on my personal Facebook, and I'm going to see how we can mark it out from here and to you all.
So here's a guy that's got an audio video shop over on Sahara and Fort Apache. And he's got this product. This
That's
is just
where I
one
live.
rendition. It's just it's called a digital business pad. And the idea of a digital business pad is it's something you can set on the counter. And then anyone that has a smartphone can take their phone and they just touch the pad. And what it does, I'll show this to the camera, is it brings up a micro website for that business.
And
Okay.
right over here too. Yay.
Okay, so it's a micro website for the business. So all I do is touch this pad with my phone and a micro website appeared. Now, there's a couple of cool things about this micro website. If you look at the button bar on the right-hand side, you'll see that there's a place that I can call that audio visual shop. I can email them. I can go to their website. I can go to their Facebook, their Twitter, their Snapchat, their LinkedIn, Google Maps to their office. I can read their Yelp reviews. I can go to their YouTube channel, Vimeo, and so forth. And
Just
so,
by touching their pad.
just by touching the pad, all that stuff comes in, and you have all these different ways to reach people. Now that they've aggregated all those things together into one micro landing page,
This is
what
crazy.
you
So
want
it
to
would
do-
just go right.
It depends on the phone. So what we're using right now is we're using a thing called NFC. So your Samsung phone, is it on?
It's an Android. Yeah.
So if we just go into, just scroll down and go into settings.
Going
That
into
will hit it.
settings.
Yep. Now look down here. You should see somewhere on here a thing called
Talking about
NFC.
sharing information.
This
Did
is
you
really
take
nerdy
pictures
talk
last
that
week?
we're actually going into your settings. So if you go into
Do I have to download your app to
No.
make this work?
there's no app, it's just built into the phone, depending on how old your phone is.
So there's something in here.
Yeah, let me show you on my phone because your operating system is slightly different than mine. So if you go into my phone and you scroll on into the settings,
Which is that little wheel looking thing there.
if we go into connections, there's a thing called NFC and payment. Allow use of mobile payment services. So because that's on, that's why when I take my phone and I touch this pad, it actually brings, this one's for Applebee's, it just brings it up. Now that's NFC. Now,
Applebee's.
right, not all phones have NFC, and namely Apple phones. The Apple 6 has NFC, but it's locked into Apple Pay. So for phones that don't have NFC, we have a QR code, and most people know what those are. You just scan it, it'll produce the exact same result. Or, and this is really cool for you.
Which
with
are
your
those
phone,
those scanner looking things that we?
it's just a square pixelated
I don't
thing.
like using those.
No, and they've had a bad
I have to
rap.
bring up. I have to bring up my picture.
Right, you got to point at it if
exactly
it's moving,
right,
or if there's low light, or if you're too
or I don't
far
have
or
room
too
in my
close.
phone to take a picture.
Lot of problems with it, and it's only a backup plan. But here's another backup plan, which is really great for you on the radio. And this is where the rubber hits the road. I can also send a text to get this audiovisual store. I just text AVS to this number, and it'll send me back the link, and that link will trigger the micro website. So, for example, let's say you're on the radio, and let's say you have 1,000 people listening to you. What you can say is, hey, we're having an event next week, and I'm giving away free tickets to anybody that texts Tiffany or All Talk Radio to this number. And then they'll all get a link. They'll all be looking at your micro
We used
website.
something like this on 11/11/11 when I did the world's largest wedding reception over at the Tropicana. And they texted my name to a certain number, and then the wedding couple were able to get in free and get a free drink,
Right.
glass of champagne to toast.
You can promote. You can
That's
post
amazing.
right now.
So, I mean, I know all these businesses in my event business out here that would love to have something like that. So, what does something like that cost then? You get the whole thing, or can you just buy the text thing?
No. So what we do is we charge to set up your micro website, which is we're going to go out and we're going to find your phone and your email and all your social links and all the websites. And if you're a restaurant, we're going to grab your menu. And if you have a YouTube channel or a Vimeo channel or Yelp reviews or your Best of Vegas, we're going to find those buttons and build this very simple landing page with everything that you want people to know about you for how they can connect with you on a smartphone.
The landing page is like your Facebook, your Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn much.
So your LinkedIn wouldn't appear on your button bar unless you wanted it there. So only the stuff that you want people to know about you are there. I go out to a farm and they go, look, all we have is an address and a phone, and so all they have on the right button bar is a phone button and Google Maps to get to the farm. Some people say, I want my
So
email.
this is like it's exactly what you said. It is a digital business card of all of your information. More than that, though, it's interactive. You can immediately go
shareable.
and just touch it, and you're there.
So in the future, anytime somebody wants to exchange information, it will almost certainly be the receiver of the information will pull out their phone. The giver of the information will pull out either a pad or a credit card or a key fob or something that you just touch or scan or tap or text. There's a lot of different ways that you can bring websites into a phone that doesn't require you to open up a browser and type in www. NFC it seems to be the hot one now, but Google Glasses will come up with something.
Because I was
cooler.
just saying recently, because I own LasVegasBucketList.com, 50shadesofmasters.com, we're losing that. Nobody wants to go to a website anymore.
That's right.
Our websites, our personal websites, are things like, if I wanted my professional side of it, with it being an author and radio host, is go to LinkedIn then. Boring. The other one would be Facebook. It's more alive and all. Those websites, those .coms are a pain in the ass to go over to.
That's right.
Download, wait for it on the phone. By the way, go to LasVegasBucketList.com for our friend, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You'll get amazing rooms over at the Caesars Palace and Palms Place. But back to what I'm saying, now you got to go to that website. Would have been nice just to have that right there and go ding, and to get your $30 room at Caesars for Black Friday.
That's right.
Wow.
So the cool thing is now the reason that you don't like websites is there's a lot of reasons why websites are falling away in their popularity. Chief amongst them is that 60% of people navigate to websites on their smartphone.
phone.
And still more than half the websites out there are not mobile friendly, so it's a disenchanting experience. So what we've said is, you know what? Nowadays, if somebody says, give me information, go into your website, but it might not be the place that you want them to go. You might want them to go to your Facebook. Or I prefer people go to my LinkedIn because my LinkedIn is chock full of information about all my projects and companies and experiences that I've had in the past. Some people might just want to go to your YouTube channel and watch videos because they don't like
Which
to read.
is Blacknet Group, if you go to his LinkedIn, yes?
Right. So
LLC?
the whole point is that
On Google.
while people have lots of different things that are sort of scattered about, there's a handful of things on their business card, like your address and your phone and your website. There's a handful of things on your website, like your Facebook, Twitter links, Google Maps to your office and so forth. And then there's some things that can't be found
And it's
anywhere
so
unless
long.
you Google. Right?
So long.
If you Google
Here's
a
my
company,
Instagram. Here's my blogging account on Tumblr. It's like, here's my Pinterest.
right.
Instead, you could have it right there.
You could have it all on that button bar, and you're only going to
Just
put on the
by
button
touching
bar
you.
stuff that you want. That's right. And so basically the idea is when you meet somebody, you're not trying to give them your contact information. You're trying to pass your contact information through them to their social media network.
I'm not doing very good.
No, you're doing good. It'll just see on it now. Is that the bicycle one?
It's the bicycle one. Which my girlfriend has opened a cycle studio here. So how can I share her information like this to my masses? How can I get my show on her masses?
Yeah. So first thing first, I can pull
How
up my
to
MacBook
increase your
and
social media
can
network.
create one of these micro websites for you in 10 minutes. We would just, we'd go Google you and we'd go to your website and we'd scrape a bunch of information. But it would be very simple. It would be millennial friendly. It's a one-page website that's going to have a splash which has your logo and a picture of you, and it's got a bunch of buttons that will allow them to choose what they want
So
to
how
do.
will people get that information to me? Do I go up and like
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to do it.
high five people or what?
Yeah, you can carry around a credit card. Like this is my Rotary one. So if people want my Rotary information, I just tell them to take their phone and touch my Rotary card, and it pulls up my information about my Rotary club. And this is all my
What a
contact
fun
information.
party that would be. Touch me.
Yeah. Well, these cards, and you can carry.
It's
you
such a
don't have-
nerd event. It's such a talk nerdy to me event.
Well, it only becomes nerdy is if you're in a room of 1,000 people and you're not exchanging information with each other, but you're reaching out to the roughly 350,000 people that you're connected to on Facebook. If 1,000 people get together and all 1,000 of them get their message out to the 350,000 people that we are connected to, those 350,000 people aren't in the room, but 1,000 of us, with an agreement that we're going to share each other, we can reach out 1/3
Oh,
of
that's
people.
amazing.
And that's what makes this whole idea of looking at other people not as potential customers, but as potential marketers first. And the pad is one product. There's a digital business card. Some people have a stamp that they stamp on their invoices where people scan a QR code. Other people have keychains. Other
Like I'm
people
sure
have
that they want to know
magnets.
like what their Cyber Monday deal is. Where can we get some more information about you? We've got just a few minutes
Yeah.
before I start streaming you out on my social media. And look to touch me soon because I'm going to have something.
The website is QIDPRO. Q as in Quebec, I as in India, D as in Delta, pro like professional.com. And that's where you can go and you can see what the micro website is. But the bottom line is, what we've done is we've made this very inexpensive so that any business can afford it. It's $999 to set up the micro website. And then you can pick up these pads for $10 a piece. So if you want a pad at your point of sale, or if you, let's say you have a trade show or an expo, you have one of these pads on your booth. Now let's say 100 people come by your booth over the course of the 3 days.
Great for conventions.
Right, that's 100 potential customers, but with 350
Wow.
people each, that's
You're a
35,000
genius.
people. It's cool stuff.
I would want this at all the conventions.
Oh yeah, sometimes I just
So
go
how
down
many
to
customers
conventions.
do you have right now?
40,200 and change. But now we're going after some larger groups. So what we did was we can walk into an Applebee's and sell 100, but I can walk into something like the American Dental Association, where they have hundreds of thousands of members, and say, you know what, this is a product that every dentist can use. This mat is every dentist can use in his office as his point of sale. He can just tell people, I'll give you a free toothbrush if you scan and share, and everybody will do it. And so everybody that you are treating becomes a marketer for you. But because I'm talking to the American Dental Association, what I can do is I can say, look, let's just give this digital business card, let's just give it to them and call it the American Dental Association Membership ID card. And
Well,
now
okay,
they
let's
all
talk
have it.
nightclubs. Let's say, there's, I don't know, we do at least 10,000 come through the door of Excess Nightclub at Steve Wynn's place.
Right.
Do they have to have
No,
something
you
special
have
on
a
their
sign-
phone
You can have a
to?
sign above the non-VIP line that says scan or text, because nobody's going to touch the sign with their phone. And what it says is, if you scan or text, which pulls up the nightclub's micro website, and you hit share, then you get to go and stand in the VIP line. And what you're sharing is, hey,
I remember back in the day, I used to have to like sign people up on a little clipboard. This
Right.
is awesome.
Right, and here's what you're sharing. You're sharing that I'm at the In Excess nightclub, and I just got into the VIP line, and you can too. Come on down. So now all your friends come down, and all they got to do is scan and share. So it goes.
And the club
It
keeps
goes
that
viral.
database.
It goes viral. And what we're doing is we're actually taking the phenomenon of like a viral video, and we're bringing it into the real world, and we're allowing people to create that viral phenomenon by using this product.
Oh, one more time. What's your website name?
It's QuidPro. It's www.qidpro.com.
Now, this is the first show that I will be doing with John. We are going to test me out, and I'll be back to you this holiday season where you can text and get a free drink from me coming up at a holiday party. Something like that, right?
Right on.
Okay. So thank you so much for coming in, John. I can't
right.
wait to have you back.
All right.
That is
Come back.
BlackNet Group. If you want to Google him, I found all kinds of amazing information, and his LinkedIn is full of anything you need to know.
Cool stuff.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Now you're still live over here.
Nice. You're going to
This is a behind the scenes. It's a behind the scenes thing. What if, and for all you watching, this is going to like our members. If you're a church or a charity, there isn't a charge on this. I love that. How would that help for charities here?
So, well, I mean, charities are always looking for new donors or new volunteers. So the idea is when you get a volunteer, their first action item should be pull out your phone, set it on the pad, and tell all your friends that I'm a volunteer at this charity. I recommend you come and check it out as well. And see, what's cool about that is that it's not that you're telling their friends, come down and volunteer for our charity. It's them telling their friends, which means it's them telling their spouse, their brothers and sisters, their dad, their kids, their golf buddies, their pastor, everybody that they would accept a friend request to or a Twitter follow request.
Have you heard of Dark Mondays?
Yeah,
Mark
I'm going to.
Shinek.
I'm
Okay,
going
are
to.
you going December 14th?
Yeah, I'm in the Las Vegas Rotary Club. And so
Okay, great.
We're growing
So
this
you
group.
know how big their charity is there. It's once a month over at the Hard Rock. And, you know, they've got everybody signing up. And you know Bob Golden, that's on our show. That's something too.
Every week we
Because
have a
those
new-
are some prominent people coming into an event like that.
Every week we have usually the CEO of some charity come in and speak to our Rotary group on Tuesdays. And every single week I go up to the person afterwards and I go, listen, I can help you. And I show them this product. And I say, look, this is a way to convert your donors and your people that attend your events and your sponsors into marketers for you. Because the whole point is, it's.
Are you hearing this? This is
Here's
amazing.
the thing about word of mouth. Just check this out. Word of mouth, right? People just rave about their word of mouth business, right? Especially if they're like a restaurant or a salon. Because people come in and say, hey, the reason I came here is my brother came here and said you have awesome, whatever, onion rings. And so that word of mouth works. But here's the thing about word of mouth. The traditional form of word of mouth is do a good job, tell them to tell their friends, and then send them out the door in the honor system. And what actually is happening out in the real world is they're telling nobody. Nobody. The only time that word of mouth actually manifests itself is when somebody says, hey, can you recommend a good hairstylist? Can you recommend a good
Right.
restaurant? Then you go, yeah, you know what? I do know one. And then they recommend it. And then you go in and say, hey, I was recommended by a friend. And they think word of mouth is working. But real word of mouth is walk into a restaurant. The first thing they say is, how would you like a free appetizer or a free cup of coffee or 10% off your next visit here? And they go, yeah. They go, just set your phone down on this pad and hit share. And now what you're doing is you're inviting, not only are you telling all your friends that you recommend this restaurant, but you're inviting them to come down for a free cup of coffee or a 10% off discount.
Because we're capped on Facebook of 5,000 or so, this is where George and I are having issues with, getting more of a word out there. How would this benefit us?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to make a little mini platform, and then I'll have like a little YouTube channel here, and I'll have my Facebook, and why not LinkedIn?
Right. But the important thing is that you have the ability to share. So this is not going to be on your phone. This is going to be
So-
on your 5,000's phone.
So you'll come up to me and get my information, and then you're going to share
I'm
out
going
on
to
yours.
get your information, and you're immediately going to offer me whatever your tchotchke is or whatever your incentive is for me to share. And it might just be, please hit share. You'll be helping out our charity. And then I'll do it. But you might say, please hit share, and you can get a free bottle of water, or you can get tickets to our next event, or you can get something. So it's always.
Can they share one thing, or you're just sharing your?
You're sharing
screen?
the aggregate of all the buttons here. So it's what you're sharing is call me, email me, Facebook me, Twitter me, Google Maps to my office, read my Vimeo.
So it's not something that I've done, like a video stream of you and I.
But you're also sharing a pre-authored endorsement. So for example, if I go into this video guy, right?
I see him.
That's
Okay.
me. I'm gonna actually I guess
Show them.
a little lower. So I just scanned the video guy. So this guy just showed up here, right? So now if I go and I hit Facebook, which means I'm going to endorse him on my Facebook, it's actually going to open up my Facebook, log me in, and pre-fill an endorsement for the video store that the video guy pre-authored. So what I'm sharing is an endorsement for him that he wrote. So when you tell people to share you and they hit Facebook, it's going to open up their Facebook, log them in, and post an endorsement for you that you wrote, not them. So it's
I
going to say
see.
exactly what you want
You
them to
see
say.
it? Now sharing a third party doesn't hit as many as you just organically coming out of your own thing. But still, you're getting it out there more than you did before.
So here's the cool thing. So the 5,000 is an illusion. It's an illusion because social media, the traditional way to use social media, is an illusion. People try to use social media like it's a modern day email blast. In the old days, when we didn't have social media, we'd collect people's emails,
Right.
and then whenever
And then
we wanted to
spam
communicate,
came out.
right, we would blast out an email to all people. But here's the thing: while some people might block you or something like that, for the most part, everybody opened up the email, right? Because they're on your email list. They gave you their email. But with social media, if you instead of asking people for their email, you say, like us on Facebook, well, two things are going to happen. One is you're going to get a lot less people that actually do it.
Right.
Because you're depending on them to go
you're
home.
pushing, yeah.
Well, they're not going to do it right then and there. So you're depending on them to remember when they get home to do it. But let's just say, for some weird reason, you got everybody to like you on Facebook. The fact is that now when you post, which is your modern day email blast, it's only going to 20% or 3% on your fan page. It's not going to 100% of them. So using social media like an email blast is a bad idea. A good idea is just know that all 5,000 of those people, they've spent the better part of the last 5, 6, 7 years building up a network of their own, people that you've never even met, people never even heard of you. And if you can get your content posted on their website, if you're walking up and down Vegas, if you run into Carrot Top, he's probably got 1 million friends. If you get him to share your thing, it goes out to 1 million people, not the 5,000 that you're capped at. So the point is that you don't want to be posting to your own constituency.
So you're saying it will grow your social network.
You want to
not
be posting
necessarily
to your
getting one thing
constituency's
viewed.
constituency. You want to be reaching
But they'll
through
end up
your people.
viewing it.
Right. And this tool makes it easy. Anybody could do it. You can share and they could all share and it would accomplish the same thing, but they won't. So you have to be there to intervene and say, hey, look, here's what we're doing. We're trying to raise awareness for our event, or we're trying to raise awareness for our new product, or we're trying to raise awareness that Tony Robbins is coming to town, or whatever it is. And all you got to do is when you meet somebody, before you ask them to buy a ticket, you say, would you like 10% off on a ticket? Yep. Set your phone down here and hit share. Now, 500 new people,
genius.
500 new people have just learned about Tony Robbins or your new event or your new product or whatever.
So locally around town, who has these right now? Because I want to go in and
They're all, well,
try
this
these.
place has one. The bike shop has one. Applebee's has one. There's a couple
I love
hundred of them.
Applebee's. You sit down, you can order right from your table,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
they'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
But then they get you. That be careful, because if you say you want to play a game,
Right. They charge.
have you done that?
Yeah, I've been
Next thing you know,
burned.
there's $1 on your bill. You're like, kids, give it back.
I was at Red Robin. That is what they
Red Robin does it too.
Yeah. Now, and it's kind of cool, and it's fun, but if you're just playing with it to play with it, they will get you. Right? It's nice that you can check out without having to wait.
I
for your
love this
waitress.
idea. I'm definitely pitching it for my Christmas parties. In order to get your free drink that night, you've got to do this and possibly get something in the mail that's coming to you for the holidays.
I mean, events explode in popularity when you have all of the people that attend the event promote to all of their people to come to the next event or
So-
even to this event.
so
The situation that you said with the nightclubs,
Mm-hmm.
your traditional advertising brings in 10,000 people. 10,000 people have 3.5 million people that they're connected to on just Facebook. That's excluding Twitter and LinkedIn and Snapchat and Instagram. So if you get everybody just to post on Facebook that I'm at the club and I just went into the VIP line or I got a free drink or whatever the tchotchke is going to be, you've got 3,500 people invited personally by a friend to come down to the nightclub. You're going to choke the walls. You're absolutely going to blow out the seams of what they can do. And
So when it's shared and they go over, then they can like you or follow you. Yes? Or request a friend?
Liking and following is different. For example, if I go into this audio visual, if I hit Facebook, I can like them. I can even share them from their Facebook page. But if I hit share here, I'm actually using API calls to open up Facebook, log that person in, and pre-fill an endorsement that the audio visual people put together. So what I'm posting is exactly what audio visual wants out there about themselves. Politicians love this,
Do you understand that?
right?
Yeah, that's actually what he's talking about. Is they're using this. This is the way to have their own personal stuff to connect you.
Show you,
directly.
George.
You don't actually have to worry about any longer. Nobody wants to go out and try to find the stuff to share and share around. But this is
That's
going
right.
to bring it exactly right to their page. They have nothing to do besides click. I like this. Bam. It's
That's
all
it,
their
and they're
stuff.
done. And if they want to write something, there's a spot that says they can write
give them a
something.
little bit
So
of-
they're not. It's not like they're just passing something through. They can
Right.
actually say, "No, I really like this hairstylist. She did a great job."
This
So
is a
we're
great
just
idea.
making it easy. But make no mistake about it. Social media is not about collecting your friends and broadcasting. That's email blast.
Right.
Social media is about, I've got a network, you've got a network.
Let's
I'll,
network it together, right.
I'll promote my stuff on your network
You do
if you
mine.
promote my stuff on not, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know exactly
And,
what you're saying.
and
This
when
is
you get
brilliant.
when you get groups like Rotary or LaTip or BNI into this concept, these groups that are designed to recommend each other, and now they're recommending each other on their social networks.
Yeah, because it just makes it so one step. Nobody, and remember this I was telling you when we came down to the YouTube. We were taking the YouTube, we were shooting it all around back to social media, but nobody wanted to take that extra step to get off of Facebook. They had to click on this and go over to, this is the same thing. This is almost virtually the same thing, except for this goes to your social media part of it to share something. They don't have to no longer have to go to some place to learn, to download,
That's right.
take it, share it. They're clicking, bam, it's already up there for them. All they do is let them post if they want, and it's off. And that's to their friends now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And by the way, their friends that receive it, depending on how cleverly you wrote that post, it might say, click share below and get a free piece of pie.
So now their
and
friends
now
are
it
gonna
goes
share
viral.
over.
It goes
So
it's
it's
viral by
Yeah.
design.
How can we start using? Okay, he's gonna set me up. We're gonna do something with waking up in Vegas.
And
How
should
can
set
we
it up
start?
with that in the station if we can? We
Yeah,
have one
of
set
course.
here.
Absolutely.
People can come in. I can
Have
start
these
showing them as
have
they
these
come
mats
through.
all over the place.
Absolutely.
And then your job is, if you want to start creating social buzz for your breakfast thing, your radio show, is every time you meet somebody, just go, look. And there's 1,000 ways to get them to do it. You can say, look, we're trying to promote the radio show. Could you put your phone on this thing and hit share? Or you can say, look, we'll give you an extra 5 minutes on air, or we'll give you a free cup of coffee if you do this.
A lot of people come in here and they set their phones down on the desk anyhow.
Anyway,
So I was like,
Fire
hey,
it up.
while you're doing this, while
Yeah.
it's sitting there, instead of checking in, why don't you
Just
sit
hit the
this?
share button. I actually have people go, you want to see something cool? Put your phone on there. They go, whoa, that is so cool. I go, you want to see something even cooler? Hit share. And by the time they even figured out what happened, all their friends are reading about it.
A lot of people coming in and out with all this stuff just have, hey, sit down, we'll see something really decent,
Right.
check this out.
So the moving part is that you have to physically intervene. But every time you physically intervene, that's like 500 people.
John,
Imagine
you
if
know-
you gave somebody a ream of paper that said your radio station and said, go hand this out on 500 windshields. Right? How tall of an order that would be. And not to mention the fact that those 500 people are strangers. They're not warm
One,
calls.
right.
It's not that
They
guy's
don't
brother
want
and
to
their
really
spouse
get it.
and their mother. It's strangers. So this is a warmer way to do it, and it's much, much easier.
can I get a Hang With app on this too?
anything you want I can put on here.
You know what I'm saying? The app is already done. It's ready. It's international. This is kind of like my reality show that I do all
So what would
over.
it take for you to create
Have Wi-Fi here? I
Yeah.
can create it right here before the show is over.
Well, Waking Up in Vegas is going to be.
Wi-Fi.
We're just having issues with that.
Okay.
Use mine right now.
Yeah, just
I
use
can
it,
just piggyback off my phone, but I was gonna, if I can, this is the interface. I'm just not gonna go online. This is the interface.
Okay.
Okay, so this is some high school football player that's using it. And so it's got a picture, which is this, right, the background image. It's got two lines
Come
of
on over
text.
here. Like, we're like really into this.
I know.
We're gonna like,
This is
hell
really-
yeah.
this is really
I mean,
nerdy stuff.
literally,
You want
what you
something
all.
nerdy?
Way to go.
You-
So this is the back end. So I can create a new one of these in 5 seconds. I just click, you have to click new. So the back end has an image of what's going to show up on the screen. It's got an image, it's got 2 lines of text, it's got the share bar, and it's got a button bar. So almost everything over here can be set here. Here's the 2 lines of text, Andre Carruthers Jr. and what school he goes to. And then this is the stuff that gets shared on social. He hasn't even put in a social message yet. He's got to fill that in by saying, I've been a linebacker for 5 years and I'm awesome. And then down here are the buttons. So I can add a new button, and buttons they can either be a text, which is like your office hours or your mission statement, a phone number, an email, a text message, a link. And a link is everything from your website, to your
Website.
Facebook, your Twitter, your Vimeo, your YouTube, or it can be a map, which is a physical address, so just bring up Google Maps. And so you can add as many buttons as you want, and they'll just scroll. See, this guy's got more buttons than it fits, so they just scroll up and down. It acts like an app.
It'll take Hang With guys
Yeah, it'll take anything.
and Google Plus and some
Right.
others that I have in.
And so what this really is it's a landing page that kind of sits above everything
Even
else
your
that
phone,
you have.
so you can touch that green phone and it'll call you immediately.
Not only can you touch that green phone and it'll call you immediately, if you have 5 phones and I put in 5 different phone numbers here, you'll only see one green phone, and when you hit it, it'll give you a laundry list: home, cell, mobile, office.
brings up a drop down list. Kind of.
Right, and that's true for anything else. If if you have multiple Facebook pages, there'll be one Facebook icon, and you click on it. It'll
I'm
say
over here
personal
sitting
Facebook,
to like a
fan
Steven
page,
Jobs right
business
now.
page, and so
I
forth.
totally get this. Is brilliant.
So let me tell you why this product is so awesome. Because I've got 40,000 developers. Every time I ship out a new pad, I get feedback from people telling me how to make it better. I had one guy who told me, I had this thing on my door, my front door, because I wanted, when I was closed, I wanted people to scan it and get my coupon. And he said nobody was doing it.
Yeah.
So I said, so he actually sat in his car in front of his business and watched, or actually put a camera in front of his business, and he recorded people coming up to the door. And what would happen is they'd go up to the door and they go, oh, they're closed, and they're looking right at the sign, and he'd go, they'd turn to their friend, they go, what time do they close? And they'd look over, and there was the office hours. They go, oh, they close at 6. What time is it? 6:30. And they go, okay, and they'd leave, but they wouldn't scan the thing. So what this guy did was he scraped the office hours off. And he put on the pad,
Find out office hours
scan,
there.
tap, or touch, right? These are the 3 different things to get our office hours. And one of the buttons
Wow.
said office hours. So not only would they get the office hours, but they'd also get the entire micro website, which would have the coupon attached and would have the ability for them to share. And he got good results. So that's obviously a case
Well,
study. that I
I'm
share.
sold now. At first, I was a little. We were both like
No,
a
as
little
soon as he came in and
skeptical
started telling
today,
it, I got it. I was like, wow, that's.
and now I'm really excited. Like I want to bring all the people that I know together in one environment and do this. Like I want them to sign up to do this. We need this at the X Cycle Studio with those people I was telling you about. We need
The radio shows could even get something like this. If they're going to do their own radio shows, why not?
Yep.
That makes a
Absolutely,
lot
the
of
radio
sense.
shows. Anybody that any business that has
My
customers needs this
clubs.
product.
Clubs, all that stuff. I mean, just set the pad up. There they go. Set, especially here or a place like that. Just set the
Especially you
pad
get
right
in
there.
free
Just they're always
entry or
setting
for
their
a free
phones
drink.
down here. They're like, hey, while you're doing it, touch that.
Oh my God! Don't tell anyone about this.
Oh yeah, too late. Put it out.
So now it's out on the radio. That's all right. You got 40,000 people out there doing it. The real goal is to make it so that everybody has. So when you buy it, you get a pad and you get a credit card. It looks like this. Carry it in your wallet. It's got your logo on the front. It's got the scan, tap, or text on the back. And so no matter where you are, if you, let's say your pad is at your point of sale, no matter where you are, you meet somebody in an elevator, and they go, "What do?" You say, "I have a radio show. How would you like a free ticket to our next event?" They go, "Yeah." Pull out your card, say
Or
scan
one of
it.
my free books. Can you change it all the time?
Absolutely. The reason that I have 40,000 customers is because every time I meet somebody, I tell them, listen, share me to your friends. And then I'll give you $100 off if and when you ever buy the product.
That's
Just
what
remind
I've
me.
been needing to do with all my show. I've given, forgive me. I'll tell you in a little bit. I've given a lot. You know Las Vegas Bucket List.
Yeah,
The
I do.
meetup.
I'm on-
You know
I'm
how
in
many
it.
free things that I give away?
Uh-huh.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of big tickets. And I should be saying text something.
You should be right. The beautiful thing about text is they don't have to be there. You can be on the phone and say, look, just text Tiffany to this number,
Minus
and
it
then
down.
you'll pop up.
Minimize it down.
Yeah, minimize it.
And
then
that's
what
it.
will they share from there though?
So what's the name of the
It
radio?
wouldn't
What's
go-
the name of the radio show?
Well, mine is Waking Up in Vegas.
Does it ever go by WUIV or just? I'll just
No.
call it- I'm just gonna call it Waking for the thing. No, I'm gonna call it Waking Vegas.
Usually
It's just
You know, a
code.
lot of people have been saying that.
What? Waking
Since
Vegas?
I'm infotainment, is that what they were saying at AMSID? You're infotainment.
Infotainment, yeah.
Waking Vegas. I keep hearing that. Maybe I should just change it
Waking Vegas?
Well, you want to shorten it.
because
You want
I'm
to come up
giving
with
information out here.
Good.
So
I'm
you
telling 'em
must
what's
have a
up.
website.
Yeah, you're
Go
waking
to
them up to
YouTube.
the new popular things.
Are we still on the air?
This is just my reality show behind the scenes. You want me
So
to
you have a
turn them off?
Wikipedia, so I'm just gonna grab that.
No, that's not mine.
It's not.
That's Katy Perry.
Okay.
It's a song.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you go to me?
Or just the Waking
Why
Vegas.
don't my
Tiffany.
brand name is a lot bigger? Just do Tiffany Masters. It's the author name. It's my show. It's my reality shows. It's just do Tiffany Masters. Shh, it's not always my name, right, guys? See, they've got the verified sign here.
What does that mean?
It means they have to. There's imposters, so it's verified where it's proven to be me. It's official, like official Twitter accounts, and there's only one pain in the ass. No, that's not me.
That's you, isn't it?
Yeah,
A clear shot?
sure. Oh, this is such a terrible picture of me.
We'll change it.
You're just doing a demo for you, show you kind of.
Masters, right?
So
Yes.
you can see that's not that hard, that part of it.
Oh my god, I look like I'm choking myself. I'm like this, guys. You guys want
What
to
is
see?
the what is your What do you do? You're a radio talk show host or
I am a producer,
producer?
columnist, writer, lover.
Only one in Virginia.
All right.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm everything from a producer and talk show host, writer.
So I'll take that lover out.
I know, but I'm an author. That's some credibility.
Nothing wrong with being a lover
No.
or a talk show host.
Author.
Or a loving talk show host.
What does my LinkedIn say? I think it says
You don't use LinkedIn.
I hate LinkedIn.
So, it's just a waste
V keeps trying to say get on there, and he loves it, but he won't do Facebook.
See, I
Here,
don't
let's
like LinkedIn.
get through those are a lot of tabloid things. Let's just go to images.
Just go to some place where you have a bio. Do you have a website? You have a
Figure out
LinkedIn.
how to
I think
move
it's
that
fine.
around if you can. For
This is you, right?
those
Yeah.
pictures, I don't understand
Oh,
why.
you want them to move.
Yeah, I don't
There
know.
you go.
You can figure a way to connect it so it actually goes back into, yeah, you move it anywhere.
That's all I
I just
need.
don't want
Yeah, for this
Right
part,
here,
it's just
right
connected.
here.
Now it's not a biggie.
There's your pre-authored
to. I will
endorsement.
move those pictures.
So if I go
Just
back
figure a way to get them
to,
to.
Are you
because-
running out of here?
No, I'm just gonna go out.
Do you have another show after this?
No, I'm heading out to a meeting later on with my boys. We're gonna do that cactus thing.
it's your phone that you want on this
Guys,
one.
thank you so much for tuning in today. Mwah, we're going to get a little personal right now. Hi, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will be taking you with me to Mount Charleston tomorrow and bringing the spirit of Christmas. I may hit a happy hour after this, and I'll probably broadcast there too. You guys have a great, blessed Thanksgiving weekend. Bye-bye.